Good evening. A cargo ship with close to 500 migrants on board has finally arrived at CFB Esquimalt. The ship was intercepted off the coast of Vancouver Island and boarded by RCMP and members of the Navy last night. After months at sea, the migrants took their first steps on Canadian soil today, and they now begin a new journey through this country's immigration system. 490 men, women, and children seeking refugee status. Full coverage of the arrival of the ship, what happens next for the migrants, and how it has an impact on the people of Vancouver Island. We begin with Shachi Curl, who's been following the story for weeks and who was at CFB Esquimalt at first light today.
Such a long journey come to an end. As first light broke over the Pacific coast, the overloaded Sun Sea was finally set to unload her human cargo, Tamil migrants seeking asylum in Canada. The vessel had been tracked for months, intercepted by the Navy, boarded by the RCMP.
They were able to understand our orders and were compliant.
What they found, what we see now, are 490 people, toddlers and children among them, elderly people too. They'd been living on this 59-meter cargo ship for 3 months amidst filth and garbage. The process of bringing the migrants off the boat and sending them other places won't be one that happens quickly. Border officials have to verify the identities of those on board. Those who need medical help have to go to hospital. And then and only then will it be determined who goes to jail and who, if anyone, walks free. This afternoon, the first of the migrants were already being moved to Wilkinson Road Jail in Saanich. How long they are detained here and at other regional jails on the Lower Mainland will be decided against the backdrop of the Harper government's new Get Tough rules against illegal immigration and human smuggling.
The Sun Sea and the approximately 490 individuals on board, including suspected human smugglers and terrorists, did not come to Canada's shores by accident.
But from Canada's large Tamil community, strong pushback on how the migrants should be viewed and treated after leaving a homeland torn apart by civil war.
Since the end of May 2009, many Tamils have tried to escape their turmoil in Sri Lanka. Many are witnesses to war crimes, and many more have been victimized by the war.
If there's evidence human smugglers brought the migrants here for pay, Public Safety Minister Vic Taves promises they will be prosecuted.
Human smuggling is a despicable crime, and any attempted abuses of our nation's generosity for financial gain are utterly unacceptable.
It's been tried once before. A decade ago, 9 Korean nationals were charged with smuggling 131 Chinese migrants into Canada. They went to trial and were eventually acquitted. As to the 76 Tamil migrants who arrived on board the Ocean Lady last October, every one of them has been released from custody. Now, as one journey ends for those aboard the MV Sun Sea, a new one begins. Their fate will unfold in the days, weeks, and months to come.
Shachi Curl joins us now with more on the story. Shachi, a lot of people asking tonight how much this operation has cost Canadian taxpayers so far and what might the final bill be. Who's going to pay for it?
Well, ultimately, Hudson, taxpayers will pay for it because it's been several different wings of the federal government that have taken the lead on this. As to how much taxpayers will be paying, good question, not one we were getting answers to today. We tried to ask Public Safety Minister Vic Taves that. It was not a question he was prepared to touch at this time, nor were Canadian Border Services, nor the RCMP, nor the Navy. But when you think about the number of people who have been involved in the process of bringing the Sun Sea to CFB Esquimalt, you're looking at months of intelligence gathering out of DFAID in Ottawa, and then the human hours, the man hours, people on board the HMCS Winnipeg, people on board the RCMP vessels, the Nadon, and others. We're talking major costs, and they're only beginning because now we're dealing with health costs and other things. So looking easily, Hudson, at the tens of millions, maybe more, but today far too early to say definitively what that cost will be.
All right, Shachi Curl reporting. Shachi, thank you.
You're welcome.